Okay, so we're continuing with the fourth video on our world and livingness. And tonight, I think it's 2:40, sorry, 2:20 here in Athens, Greece. I just moved a little bit along, on the lecture, but I came across something that I could not really omit to talk about. And this is understanding versus understandings, as LRH has put. In Greek, and I believe in English also, this is an uncountable noun. Understanding, and in Greek it's called katanois. From nous, noisy, and kata means like full. But it's an uncountable. You say understanding. You don't say understandings. But, well, let me read this. I don't know, see what page it is. It's a little bit further down. What's interesting is an organization watching its general income curve go down doesn't realize when I look at it, I'm not looking for a thing that is making it go down. I'm looking for the 100,000. Full stop. I'm looking for the gross errors, but the lots of them. They are not really ever composed of one major error, one howling major error. That, if you go around looking for that, you make the same mistake that has been made by every philosopher that I have read. He has made a mistake. It's contained on this chart. And what's contained is this. He says, philosopher, quote, "What you must have is understanding," unquote. What you must have is understanding, says the old philosopher. Now, please, what you must have is understanding. Boy, that is an error that I myself, says LRH, fell into and have carried on for a very long time until I was drawing up this org board the other day and recognized the flaw. It's understandings, it's plural. It's a sort of a trick. Let me carry on a little bit. Haven't read that, but for a long time, so let's see. You look at something, it's a sort of a trick. You look at something and you're trying to understand this thing. You're looking for one big thing to understand. And it isn't composed of one big thing to understand. It's got about 15 or 20 little ones. That's probably the biggest single bag there is in philosophy anywhere. That philosophers looked for understanding. They looked for an understanding. I can tell you quite frankly, there is 265 times 6 separate dynamic urges in man. Separate, basic, principal dynamic urges in man. I repeat, 265 times 6 separate dynamic urges in man. 265 times 6, and there is 265 times 6, 18 separate causations. Okay, now go figure it out. Now, the big understanding there is that they exist. And the other understanding is it was not an effort to make them so numerous. It was an effort, And the other understanding is it was an effort to make them so numerous that nobody could embrace them. I think that's enough for a quote to analyze and talk about. So, LRH, I've not seen that somewhere else, is talking about plural understandings. And he says there is 265 times 6 separate dynamic urges and 265 times 6 times 18 separate causations. Now go figure out what are the causations, you know? Well, I have an inkling about the 265 times 6 dynamic urges separate because they are described as the functions of the org board. I haven't delved into all the little, functions of the sections and the units, so I don't know. I wish I can do that some life, some point in another lifetime, maybe. I don't know if I can do it this lifetime. I don't have so much time to fully study all those things in detail, which is a pity and a shame. But I've studied probably 30% of the org board, and this 30% consists of the basics. So I believe the rest is things that you could add. And he says if you wanna go for broke, yeah, I remember the phrase. If you wanna go for broke, it's further down on the org board and Livingness. You can add up the sections and the units, apart from the departments and the divisions. Now, people don't even know the divisions, much less the departments, and of course, they completely don't know the sections and the units, which I don't know the sections and the units either. But I know the divisions, I know the departments, up to Div 6. In Div 6, I'm going a little bit, what was that again? Department, whatever. And this is the com cycle, the communication. The comms, not the com cycle, the cycle of action. This is the cycle of action. And he says that in there, in Org-Board Livingness. I put that on Theta Alliance so everybody can have it and to read it in a PDF. And I think this is basic, when you start something, even a Facebook group, and somebody accepts to be part of a free zone Facebook group, I would say, okay, read this and we can check you out. Get a check out. Yeah, why not? Why not? Otherwise, you cannot be here. Why be in a free zone group if you don't know, what's a team, how the org board works? Why be in Scientology if you don't know this stuff? I'm gonna bring up Patrick again as an example, bad, a good, I don't know. But I don't think he has ever read this, and I don't think he had a very awful recruitment cycle for the Sea Org. I think he told me he stayed there for 6 hours or something, and then he was yelled at by this female recruiter. I'm sorry, that's not called recruitment. I was a recruiter. I couldn't recruit anybody because I wasn't yelling at them. No, that's not the real reason. The real reason is that people in the ASHO, the Americans, knew about everything Miscavige was doing, and they were very suspicious, so they wouldn't join the Sea Org. And I didn't know that. I was very naive. This is why they put a foreigner, a Greek, as a recruiter in ASHO. I was the most stupid guy to accept this post. Anyway, I tried, but that's not the point. The point is I'm doing these videos and I'm happy. It's on my own time and it's not live, and I don't disrupt people from what they're doing, and then I post a link and whoever wants to watch them, it's okay. This is fair and decent, and I can be talking to myself at least and rereading maybe for the fourth, fifth time, Orgboard and Livingness, and I still find things I didn't remember, I hadn't duplicated and understood so well. Times over the material equals certainty. And I have to be more certain about what I'm doing. Of course, I'm certain, but certainty is a thing that comes across, and you don't have to say too much, and you just deliver a message, and the other person goes like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Um, of course, I'm just on page 8 out of 24, and that's kind of a problem. But in the future, as I said in maybe the previous video, I will try to do my homework and, like get all this together and maybe make a video of Orgboard and Livingness in 30 minutes. Because I'm going over the materials and I'm doing this as a pilot also. I don't think, not anyone, I don't know who is watching. There's no comments, fine, it's okay. That's YouTube, that's fine. It's a quiet place, a good place. Serene, no noticeness, no invalidations, no evaluations, no people popping up, I just record it on my phone and then upload it on YouTube. No people popping up, so you go like, oh, a person is watching, I must be careful what to say. As if it was like a whole audience. No, so it's a serene place, YouTube. And thank God I had this idea yesterday, and I said, hey, why don't you take advantage of your YouTube and do this in a more peaceful and quiet way? Because all these things, all this significance, quote unquote significance, that's contained in LRH's lectures, I doubt that people have, like in an average, have read even 10% of it. Maybe it's 5%. Still, they're around and we are around. I don't know how much I have read. Maybe 15% could be. Maybe a little bit higher, I don't know, but not much higher. But the difference and why I'm doing this is because I tried to avoid the long road, and take some shortcuts, like get to some basics. And the org board is a basic thing because when we're gonna go into the departments and the awareness characteristics, you're gonna see that these are exactly the awareness characteristics or the levels of the org board. Sorry, the bridge. And if I'm gonna, that would be a wonderful idea to do the factors here, you would see that it all starts and is based on the factors. In the beginning, there was a cause, like source. And the only, don't recall exactly the word, was to create an intention, maybe? I don't remember. Was to create an effect. Ooh, what's the first effect? Existence. If there's no existence, there's no effect. Department 20. After source, Department 21, in the beginning was a cause, you have Department 20, existence. And the only intention, or whatever the man says there, was to create an effect. And from there, you have it, Department 19, conditions, okay? Because you have existence, You exist somewhere, there are conditions, whatever universe. That's fascinating. It's really fascinating. And the first action of the viewpoint, uh, or, well, I should have the factors actually. I'm not LRH. Is to extend dimension points. Was it? Okay. Uh, so you have somebody there. It's fascinating because the factors are the basic philosophical uh, floor base of all this. The org word is not just a stupid administrative Miscavige type of thing, or LRH type of thing that was put forth for people, to suppress people. No. And if there wasn't an org board, and if there weren't orgs, and if there wasn't admin and the Sea Org also, we wouldn't be here. Okay, I think that's enough. So for today's, this video number 4 is understandings and not understanding. Okay, so let's look for understandings in the free zone, in Scientology, and not blame people or notice people when they try to start something. Because as I have said, and that's not LRH, that's me, we're all universes and we're immense. So let's not one talk badly about another because you don't understand the universe. Just listen. If you don't want to listen, do not listen. And let that universe roll out because it might have something better to say than what other universes are saying. Okay, so end of the 4th video on Orgboard and Livingness, and this time understandings. Thank you very, very much.